So what is death then for you? Is it because you were saying, well, it inspires you to write write lyrics? If someone dies that you've known, does it make you think about your own?
No, not so
mortality?
much when people die. To be honest.
No, but
it's more about, like, when I had my kids, I was more kind of aware of my own mortality, and the idea of something happened to my kids all of a sudden. Like you're a bit more afraid of things now. I wouldn't say I'm afraid of death per se, but I just want to make sure that for my own death, I want to make sure that the people I leave behind are doing well, if you know what I mean, and that I have some influence on their lives, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But for people around me, that like in my close surrounding, that's something. The moment I get ideas like that in my head, I get obsessed with the idea, and it almost kills me. I get so anxious and worried all the time.
So, but this was then, she was, you knew her, but it wasn't that, it didn't make you anxious. So you could write about it.
Yeah, I could, because I hadn't really talked to her for years and years, and it made it. I can't say I felt a great deal of sorrow because I didn't really know her anymore. Yeah. It was more like a little bit of a shock. And immediately when I started writing, it was like, whoa, it just came up with these things, and I could trace back to. It was almost like I was writing from her perspective in a way.
The people that were close to her, do they know that certain songs were inspired? Never had. Well, maybe you had.
There's not. I'm not really in touch with the people that knew her either. It was so long ago, and there's a couple of people I know that knew her as well, and we all called each other on that day, but it was just a handful of, like, 3 or 4 people who I don't really stay in touch with, to be honest.
You were saying from her perspective. Was it a strange feeling to have that you had a feeling? Because I can imagine you saying, "Wow, this is a bit weird." Maybe.
No, it's just certain things in her life that is something I can relate to my own life. Okay.
One thing.
Well.
Okay. Well, the video was. Now I was saying maybe one thing that you could from your own life that you could relate to.
No, I don't want to go into it. Yes.
Well,
you had too much already.
Okay. Well, the video. Last question. Well, the video was filmed in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because we were there. Basically, it was a little bit. I think it came out great, but it was thrown together last second.
Yeah.
They were looking for places to shoot the band performance. We initially wanted to wait until we're back home, but they set up us with a theater in Vancouver called Vogue Theater, and there was a bunch of people working there, and they were in touch with the director and the producer, and just shot the band performance there.
And are you happy with the way it turned out?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. It really fits the mood of the song, I think.
Okay. I have to stop now. Well, thank you for your time again.
Thank you.
See you next year or the year after.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know when we're coming back.
Okay, we'll see.
Maybe some festival or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you.